What's up, folks? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about the inevitable bear cycle that is upon us. This ends up being one of the best opportunities in terms of investing, and I'm going to go through why the bear cycle is upon us and what you've got to look out for. Before I do that, I update the spreadsheet. These are the first 26 coins that I spoke about on the channel. These were the prices at the time of recording. These are the current prices. Had you invested $100 into each of these when I released those videos and you're still holding all of that, you'd be in profit for over 34 grand. They're not the coins I hold, and if you want to see what I own, you can come check out Copy My Crypto. It's where I share every single coin I buy and every single coin I sell. If you're interested in getting into this space, if you're even in this space but you're not happy with how you're dealing with the markets or with your holdings, then you can see exactly what I own. Go to the site, see the success stories. I don't know any other opportunity in crypto that's as good as my site. And if it doesn't resonate with you guys, you don't have to join, but go check it out. The link is in the description. Right. Bitcoin broke below the uptrend line of resistance over the weekend. And there's certainly some downturn still to come. I would not be surprised if we start seeing Bitcoin drop down to the 37K level. And quite frankly, unless we get a close in the near future above 42.5K, I think there's definitely downturn to come. Previous low of last year was around 29 grand. I'm sort of expecting that we're going to get to retest that level. So that would be around about a 25% drop for Bitcoin, which would mean that the altcoins are going to bleed out. So it's time to start preparing your portfolios, folks. It's time. Now, part of the reason that I do believe that we're going to see a recession, and I do believe that word is on the table, is, look, fundamentally, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is sort of what we use to identify when things are going to, like, when a recession's coming. Generally speaking, right? When the Dow Jones Industrial Average peaks out, which it happened on the 4th of January, I believe, that was when it peaked. So we're looking, so the 4th of January. It usually takes 6 months after the peak of the Dow Jones Industrial Average for a recession to kick in. Now, fundamentally, guys, we all know that the stock market's overinflated. Most companies on the S&P 500, as an example, were producing piss all for the entirety of the last couple of years. Obviously, with everyone working from home and everything else, so they're already overinflated, and we're also seeing fundamentally the highest level of inflation in a very long time. We're seeing hikes in interest rates. Fundamentally, the stock market is not the prices of the stocks are not reflective of the true value of those companies. So that is a crash is incoming. And on top of that, like I said, the Dow Jones peaked out in January of 2000 of this year. And when we look at the Dow Jones as for historical chart purposes, we saw a recession in obviously 2008 when the bankers pissed around with all our money. But the Dow Jones peaked at that point in October of 2007. And by February of 2008, we were in a recession. That's pretty much bang on 6 months. And we can look over the course of time, and it's always pretty much remained true, plus or minus a couple of months. But January of 1981, we saw the Dow Jones peak. We were in a recession for sort of August of 1981. We saw the Dow Jones peak in 1929, although the peak happened bang on at the recession. So I won't necessarily include that one in the data. But here we go. Even 1937, Dow Jones peaked in March. And by the time the recession actually kicked in, we're in July. It's not quite 6 months, but thereabouts. So whether it's going to be June of this year, July of this year, that's on the cards. Now, on top of that, the catalyst moments for this market are just not coming. A catalyst moment was going to be Ethereum, for sure. Catalyst, I everyone overhypes the proof of stake thing, and proof of stake would have been good in terms of climate and everything else, and in terms of potentially, effectively changing the token economics of Ethereum. Wouldn't have actually improved the transactional costs associated with Ethereum, right? But it would have improved, the overall outlook of it, and it would have been a catalyst moment. But that's been confirmed. That's not going to be happening for at least a few months after the expected date of June. So you're looking at September, October. So all of a sudden, that's been delayed. There's a very big however anyone feels about XRP, and I get that a lot of people go, "Oh, shit, it's centralized," or XRP army, they're bullish as hell, right? That SEC case has massive ramifications for the entire crypto space. That's been kicked back another 9 months, effectively. Like, they've already agreed that that there's gonna be proceedings that happen close to Christmas. So we're now looking at 2023 before that case is even closed. Again, the moment that case closes, that would have been a catalyst moment for the market. And again, that's not happening for another till next year. So we're now looking at a situation where, with the Dow Jones peaking out, with stocks overinflated, with with fundamentally, like, the inflation and the cost of living crisis that we're all experiencing to some degree, a recession's on its way. And I've spoken about this a number of times before. We are going to have a global economic collapse. That's just inevitable. And I think it's on the horizon much sooner than many of us anticipate. Now, because Bitcoin's fallen out of the channel, the upward trend channel that we were in, I do think we've got certainly some downward pressure on this market. And technically speaking, we're certainly looking at the next almost parallel channel. So we're looking at Bitcoin testing the 37.5K level. If that breaks below that channel, which was basically the bottom of the wicks of previous lows, then we're looking at a 20% move downwards from that point. And that does start then tackling the previous low of last year, which was 29K. Now, maybe it gets below that. Maybe it stops at 30, 31. We'll see how that plays out. Fundamentally, we know MicroStrategy and major companies that have been investing in crypto averaged out around 33, 34K mark. So it might be that there is a ton of support around that level. But the crypto market is definitely looking at a downturn along with every other market. And what we've got to remember is markets recover. And even when you look at the Dow Jones, Dow Jones had that huge crash in 2008, as you would expect with everything that happened. But by 2009, it hit its lowest, which was 9.5K. Right now, it's sitting at 35K. So that's still, a 3.5x. And that's the Dow Jones. So when we see that in crypto, we're going to be looking at far greater gains over the course of the low of the bear cycle to the following bull cycle. So now it's time to start, being a little more sensible in terms of going for investments. But speculative assets, speculative crypto is going to be where are going to be the first cryptos that take the biggest hit when we fully confirm a bear cycle. I'm pretty much there as far as I'm concerned, but a break below the 37.5K is going to be confirmation for me. But everyone needs to start having a look at their portfolios. The low cap cryptos get hurt the most and the fastest and the hardest. That's always the way. After that, it trickles up. Bitcoin will obviously be hurt the least because it's the most, well, it's the oldest and most secure of all the cryptos. But these are opportunities in the market. There's no doubt about it. And reflect, and it's worthwhile everyone actually just sitting and having a look at previous financial markets. You don't have to just look at crypto. You know, if you look at the stock market, the crash in 2008, if you and there's been multiple ones, right? We've had many recessions over the course of time, and bear cycles can be brutal, particularly in crypto. You know, we'll see anything from 40 to 90% losses across a number of altcoins, but many of them will break new all-time highs in the next cycle. Remember, the crypto market hit 3 trillion, or just shy of 3 trillion last year. You know, this is a $10 trillion market. It's not happened yet, but it will happen. So starting to identify those key cryptos is going to be vital for everyone that's in this space right now, because a downturn's coming. And like I said, unless Bitcoin closes above 42.5, which basically invalidates my thesis right now, a downturn is certainly on its way. But that's an opportunity. That's an opportunity, because we will see huge cryptos, really good quality cryptos, dropping enormously in value. You know, if you can start picking up Terra as an example for like 15, 20 bucks, you would. If you start seeing, I don't know, Ethereum down to the low $1,000 territory, you'd start picking it up, or you'd start considering it. And those opportunities are going to be prevalent over the course of the next few months. Obviously, unless there's a big piece of news. And that's one thing people need to remember. Like, while the charts are showing what they're showing, it doesn't take much for something to be a catalyst. If we saw Apple announcing that they've done a $10 billion Bitcoin buy, that would be enough of a catalyst for the market for it to run. If America identified Bitcoin as a Federal Reserve currency, all of a sudden the market would run. But right now, there's not enough information to suggest that that's going to happen. So bear that in mind. The bear cycle is where the money is made. You know, in a bull cycle, you're looking at making 20, 30, 40%, and you're probably looking at making double, maybe treble your money on some, maybe even up to 10 times on some more speculative investments. But in a bear cycle, you can invest in quality cryptos and you'll make 10 times your money, 15 times your money, 20 times your money. But you've got to start being vigilant and start preparing your portfolio in anticipation of this. That's what I'm doing. And yeah, that's it really, guys. If tell you what, in the comments, let me know what cryptos are you bullish on long term. Let me know which cryptos are you looking at right now for the bear cycle. I'm wondering if any of them match up with mine. Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification. If you're new to crypto, or you've been in crypto a while, you can come check out Copy My Crypto. It's where I share every coin I buy, every coin I sell, my portfolio at any given time. I've been in the space for many, many, many years now. And I've got a list of cryptos that I'm really excited about long term, that I feel about them and think about them in the same way I felt about Phantom. And Phantom still, even at this point, with all these retracements, is up 200 times in value. And I've got a list of those coins that I think can all achieve that. And once they've retraced enough, if I feel they've retraced enough that they can do those gains, I'm going to be sharing them with the Copy My Crypto members. So if you want to be a part of that and try and make those gains, then click the link in the description. See the website and see the success stories and see everything I've said. And like I said, guys, if it doesn't resonate with you, don't join. But if it does, check us out, because you're never going to regret it. Yeah, take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.